How do sister wives Meri, Janelle, and Cristin Brown's lives compare since splitting with Kody? Each are encountering struggles. The sister wives OG3, Meri, Janelle, and Cristin Brown, live very different lives now that they are split from their ex-husband, Kody Brown, and each is encountering struggles. Sister Wives premiered on TLC in 2010 and featured Kody's polygamous lifestyle, with his OG3 wives on the precipice of the family, adding a fourth wife, Robyn Brown. Kody married his original wives in the early 90s, and the family welcomed 13 children together. When Robyn was added, she brought 3 kids from her previous marriage and went on to have 2 children with Kody. It became clear over the years that Kody favored Robyn, and Meri even got talked into legally divorcing Kody so he could marry Robyn. Due to Kody's favoritism, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, each of his original wives left him. Cristin was first in 2021, then Janelle in 2022, followed by Meri in January 2023. Now, Kody is living a monogamous lifestyle with Robyn and has no plans of adding another wife. The Coyote Pass once shared property recently got sold, and the money was divvied up, and the OG3 has embarked on new chapters, but not without perils. Meri had perhaps the most heartbreaking split from Kody. It was apparent that Kody and Meri had chemistry over the years, but it diminished along with Kody's interest in maintaining a balance of interest between his wives. Meri stuck it out the longest, but was criticized the most. Towards the end of their relationship, Kody seemed intent on letting Meri know that he never loved her, which was a notion that was extremely hurtful to Meri. However, Meri chose to take the high road and leave the marriage on her own terms with a spiritual divorce. Kody did help Meri move out of her house, and they were friendly during the experience. But the move did signify their official moving on from each other, and the situation prompted an emotional reaction from Kody. Meri moved into an heirloom property, Lizzie's Heritage Inn, which she bought to keep in her mom's family, but she said running the heirloom was never her dream. The 154-year-old home needed renovations, and Meri shut down the business to make those happen. She took out a $485,000 loan on the home, making her in for $1.1 million on the property. While Lizzie's Heritage Inn is reportedly open for bookings again, Meri is clearly in deep with the property. In the dissolution of the Coyote Pass property with Kody, Meri received $375,000, which is good for her financially as well as emotionally. Regarding Meri's love life, she is dating, but hasn't found lasting success. She was dating a man named Amos Andrews for 4 months in 2024, but the pair split due to their different communication styles, values, and aspirations. Kody always admired Janelle's business mind, and Janelle appreciated not having a husband full-time throughout their marriage. But like the other OG wives, Janelle had enough of Kody's favoritism, lack of accountability, and how finances were run in the family, being that she was a working wife. When Janelle left Kody, all she wanted was to get what she was owed on the Coyote Pass property, and she has since gotten her $375,000 payout. After leaving Kody, Janelle decided to move to North Carolina with her daughter, Maddie Brush, and Maddie's husband and kids. There, they are starting a farm, Tata Farms, on a huge undeveloped property, although there's been some hurdles. The property is encountering roadblocks with zoning, permitting, and surveying, which has stalled their vision. In April 2024, Janelle did say she was making moves to build her house, but a recent trip she took back to Flagstaff, Arizona, did underscore her nostalgia and current thinking. Janelle also lost her and Kody's son, Garrison Brown, in March 2024, and she is still grieving that loss, as is the rest of the family. While Janelle does have a lot to look forward to with her dreams for the North Carolina farm, she may be in over her head. She recouped her Coyote Pass investment and then some, but Tata Farms seems to be more trouble than it's worth. Janelle hasn't started dating, and it's obvious that she misses her old friends and familiar places. She is known to be a strong woman, and the coming years after her split from Kody will test her independence. Cristin and Janelle are still close, and Cristin is the most removed ex-wife of Kody's. Cristin does get judged on the internet for flaunting her relationship, but her problems and future prospects seem minimal compared to those of Meri and Janelle's. Once united under the roof of polygamy and the watchful eye of Kody Brown, Meri, Janelle, and Cristin Brown now live strikingly separate lives, 3 paths branching from the same chaotic trunk. Since leaving Kody, each woman has carved out a different identity, driven by her own wounds, dreams, and the quiet strength worn from years of being emotionally sidelined. And yet, even with their newfound independence, the road ahead hasn't been paved entirely with peace. Struggles remain, some whispered in private moments, others playing out under the harsh spotlight of public scrutiny. Cristin, joyful facade, lingering grief. Of the three, Cristin Brown seems, at first glance, to have landed on the sunniest shore. Her engagement and subsequent marriage to David Woolley has been celebrated by fans and family alike. Cristin glows in photos, smiling widely, attending events with David, embracing a life where she is no longer a footnote in someone else's story. Yet beneath that joy lies an ache that hasn't fully healed. Cristin's relationship with her children, especially since the death of her and Janelle's son, Garrison, has been fragile. While she continues to mother with fierce love, the loss has left her visibly shaken. In moments of quiet reflection, captured candidly in recent interviews, Cristin admits she sometimes feels guilty for finally being happy. It's a cruel paradox. The freedom and love she longed for arrived alongside profound family tragedy. There's also the subtle sting of Robin Brown's looming presence. Though Cristin has long since closed the chapter on her connection to Robin and Kody's monogamous bubble, seeing Kody appear to prioritize only Robin while the rest of the family fractures has left Cristin both relieved and resentful. She's building a new life, but some wounds aren't easy to forget. Janelle, stoic warrior facing the unknown. Janelle Brown has always been the most practical of the sister wives, resourceful, direct, and fiercely loyal to her children. After finally walking away from Kody, Janelle found herself tethered not to a new man, but to the gritty reality of solo motherhood and personal reinvention. She spends her days managing her business ventures, raising her remaining children, and attempting to hold together the threads of a family tapestry now frayed. But there's a loneliness that clings to Janelle like a second skin. Unlike Cristin, who found romantic companionship, and Meri, who is rediscovering herself through travel and entrepreneurship, Janelle exists in a strange in-between place. She's independent, but often alone. The loss of Garrison hit Janelle with a seismic blow. Her grief is raw, private, and compounded by her frustration with Kody, who she said seemed distant and uninvested in the aftermath. She feels abandoned not just as a partner, but as a mother navigating the storm without support. And while Janelle's always been tough, her strength has become both her armor and her prison. Fans praise her resilience, but behind the scenes, she's admitted to friends that she sometimes feels directionless. After decades of being defined as one of Kody's wives, she's still learning who Janelle alone really is.